Alright, I got my Samsung oven here, and this may have happened to some of you before. I went to heat up a frozen pizza for lunch the other day. The oven got hot, seemed like it was working just like always. I put the pizza in, waited my 20 minutes, and still raw on the bottom. Dough not cooked or crisped up. Turned it up, waited some longer, burned on top, raw on the bottom. That does not mean I need a new oven. I think a lot of people, when this happens, they probably do go out and buy a new oven, which is kind of ridiculous. It just means I need a new element for the oven. There's a couple elements in these things, and they're really like light bulbs. They're going to go out every few years periodically, and you'll need to replace them, and it's not that big of a deal. So I ordered my new element from Amazon. Just came this week, and this is what it looks like. And once we take the plastic off, and so I'm going to show you how to install it for when this happens to you, so you'll know. This happens to be an older model Samsung range, so these instructions are specific to this model, but it's similar for most. First thing we need to do is ideally unplug it. This one I can't unplug until I pull it out, so I'm gonna have to pull it out some first to unplug it. But under no circumstances do you start working on it while it's plugged in. Make sure you unplug it first. So I'm gonna get off camera, I'm gonna pull it out a little bit, I'm gonna unplug it, and then we'll get back to you and show you what comes next. All right, as I was saying before, when your element on your oven goes out, it's still gonna preheat. It's gonna feel like it's getting hot. You're gonna think it's working. But it may not bake all the way. It doesn't get hot long enough or stay hot long enough. So if you're having those kind of symptoms, like you put something in and it feels like it's cooking, but then it just doesn't get done, that's maybe what's up. So the only real tools you need are a knife and a Phillips head screwdriver, like this one. I got a drill with a Phillips head on it just to make some things a little bit faster. Here is our element out of the box, and we're gonna go ahead and, like I said, the first thing is to unplug it. Boom, we are unplugged. And then the next step, everything will be back here. So what we have to do is take off this panel to access where the element goes. There's just a few screws here, 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 here. There may have been a few more on this one at one point in time, but I don't think I'm the first person in here. And I've already changed the element once on this oven a few years ago. But like I said, first thing first, always unplug the oven. Never ever take this off or mess around with inside the oven with it plugged in. So I'm gonna get this off, Phillips head screws, get right back to you. All right, we got that guy off. Once you pop the screws off, it just lifts off. It is raw sheet metal, so don't slash your fingers off getting it out of there. And that shows us where we need to work. So let me show you what's going on here. The bake element that we'll be replacing is down here. This is where it's connected. It goes in this slot. If it had never been done before, you would need the knife to cut this insulation if it wasn't cut on your oven. I've already done this oven once before. There's another element you can see right here. That's not what we're replacing today. The first thing I'm going to do is just unhook the clips, the wires that are clipped to the element, just by lifting up like that. It's very easy. It just clips on. To wiggle it a little bit. You don't want to break the connection or anything, but there it is. It comes off. Now we need to move this out of the way because we need to be able to slide the old element out right there and put the new element in. And you could unhook these wires and take the cord off. If you do that, be very, very careful to put them back exactly how they were, because you could cause a fire or injury otherwise. But I actually think I can just unhook this from the block and move it out of the way. So I'm going to try and do that. There's a screw in here and a screw here, and we'll see if that, and then there's a little clip that'll bend down right here. We'll see if that'll do it without unhooking all that, because I'm all about doing it the easy way with the least steps. Get right back to you. Yep, easy peasy. All we had to do was loosen those two screws down in here and bend this tab down, and this whole thing will lift out. And we're going to use the slack in the cord, being careful not to cut the cord on the sheet metal, just to kind of move it out of the way some for a minute while we do this. That should probably be good, just right like that. And I don't want to lose these 2 screws, so I'm just going to set them on the floor haphazardly. Okay. So now we're in, and we should be able just to slide this old element out. Oh, I'm forgetting one step. There are screws by each element attachment right here. We've got to take those out. I'll get back to you when that's done, because it's hard to do one-handed. Okay, y'all. Got those 2 screws out. Laid them right here. And with that done, we should just be able to wiggle this guy out of here. Again, difficult one-handed, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. And your old one's going to go in just like your new one did. I love that noise. So there's our old one out. Okay, we took the old one out. I got the new one right here ready to go in. There's only one way it'll go, because you need these tabs to line up just the same as it did before with the screw holes. So I'm just going to slide that guy right on in there until we get the holes lined up. Okay, that's the new one in. I'm going to have to turn the camera off and put the 2 screws back in where they go, and then we'll get back to you and wrap up. Alright, those screws are back in, and just as easy as that, our new element is installed. We're going to hook the wires back up, making sure we put the right ones back on the right side and have a good connection. We can move this move that right back down where it goes. Hook the red wire up on this side, clamp it right on down. This wire was hiding behind that. I can bend this tab back up, and then I just got to put the 2 screws back in here and put our back on. So I'm gonna jump off camera and do that real quick, and we'll see what we're looking like. All right, y'all, it's that easy. Back's back on, we're looking good. I'm ready to plug the oven back in, push it where it goes, and then see if I can get myself a pizza going and see how we're doing. Here's the old element. Looks just like the new one. This thing's really easy to slide around and move until it gets caught on the towel. Alright, so I'll do that and we'll let you see how it works. Alright folks, we're here to check it out. I think pizza's done. Nicely cooked. I'd say oven's fixed and I'm back in the pizza. Hopefully this helped you. If it did, please subscribe to the channel. I'll put a link in the description for where you can order a element for your oven. Just make sure you get the right one to fit the model you have. But if you can use that link, please do. It doesn't cost you any extra, but we get a small percentage that helps us continue to make videos. Hope it helped. Thanks.